Hey guys, alright, so sorry about that. Turns out I was muted the whole time. But welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm a little bit late today. I meant to start the stream slightly earlier, but the good news is that A2 is already out right now in JP. And so what are we gonna do today? So today's gonna be a bit of a short stream because I still have things I need to do in a little bit, but what we are going to do is we'll do a full kit review of A2 live on the stream. We'll check out her kit, and then of course we will do the polls before I go off. And I actually haven't even finished dailies from my global version app, so just letting you guys know this will be roughly an hour stream. And then later today I do plan on putting up some A2 videos though, so please look forward to that. And let me just take a moment to read chat. How's everyone doing, by the way? Godslayer says it's 1 a.m. and I'm up late, hyped for A2. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. So because today is a little bit rushed and don't have too much time for the stream, I will just go right into it. Oh, okay. So the companion unit is not out yet. Maybe I need to re-log into the game. So let me try that. Usually the companion unit is out right away for the middle of the day update. So kind of weird that this is happening. Daniel Soto says, I will have to pull the 3D model is top tier, right? And also the performance, the abilities, just based on the initial batch of abilities we were told about, I think A2 is kind of busted. She's probably going to be the new meta unit going forward. Especially when you consider that Man-Eater does not work on her. And as you know, so many of our vision cards have, you know, Man-Eater up when using physical or magic attacks, like 25 or 35 or whatever, right? So she's going to be extra durable, right? On top of everything she has, 2 instances of AoE damage reduction, and you know, the barrier, and you know, all that good stuff, and re-raise. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna check the companion unit. Daniel Soto says, I want to do a great SWAT team with Astrius and her. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I haven't really thought about the teams I would make, but that's definitely something that I think we should look into. Now, because this is a midday stream, I don't think my guild mates, the wheels anyway, will actually be around to level 140 her right away. So unfortunately on this stream we will not be able to see mock battles with A2 right off the bat, mostly because I'm only streaming for an hour. So today will be quite simple. I'll be answering your questions, if any, on, you know, not just A2, but also, you know, anything you have about the game. And I guess it's gonna take a while for the companion unit to show up. So we will proceed with looking at her base stats and TMR, and starting with the polls first. And then of course we have all this free stuff. Once per day poll. Okay, I don't like the look of things. My luck isn't so great. Oh! Holy cow, I actually do get an MR. I mean, a UR vision card. So that is actually that's a good sign of things, right? Now, I'm not too sure how this new banner works, and I'm not sure if Global is getting it later today, but basically from now until January 1st, every day we get a free temple, and I believe once the meter is at 100%, we do get some kind of bonus. I think it's UR guaranteed. Yeah, there we go. UR guaranteed. So yeah, I am going to go in and buy the 300 pay vis ticket. And we're just going to start doing the polls right now. By the way, I will be recording the polls to put up later on as a video, just so you guys know. So you will be appearing in my YouTube video. Hopefully it doesn't get demonetized because of the music. What is this? Okay, so this is not the one I want. Where is the all the great packs? Dozo says good GM and good luck with the pulls. So I guess GM is good morning? I couldn't really tell. Onson says I am mean eyes and dark player. So I guess you're probably going to pull on A2, huh? It should be... She should be coming along with the rest of Nier 1 month later. I need to think about if I should buy the revival tickets, because they do actually contribute to the PD most of the time, so I will come back for it later on after I've confirmed that you can indeed get tickets, or rather the PD medals with the revival ticket. Vinju says I'm pulling A2 cause she looks like Sephiroth. Yeah. That's kind of a that's a really interesting observation. I hadn't realized, but yeah, she does indeed look a lot like female Sephiroth, and look-wise, image-wise, they definitely belong on the same team. I don't know about performance-wise though, because you will have to look at the vision cards for that. Numero 80 says, and the sword is quite large. Yeah, that is definitely on brand for Sephiroth. Too bad you can't equip Sephiroth's long sword on A2. That would have been really nice to see. What is this thing? So this is a new pack, I believe. But it's still not as great as anything that we get in Global. So I'm gonna buy all this stuff later on. As usual, it's 40 shots for the paid Viz pack. Okay. Let me just check one last time to see that the companion unit is not there yet. And if that's the case, I think we'll just go ahead and start pulling already. Good. Yeah, looks like that's really the case. This is really weird though, because usually I thought that the afternoon releases, the midday releases, they usually come quite quickly for the companion unit. Okay, so we'll take a look at the TMR first before I start the recording for YouTube. Does anyone know if there's a way to check the resistances from this screen? I thought there was a way to do it, but I guess maybe we have to wait for the companion unit. Anyway, the TMR is agility 2, so that's always a good sign to see. Defense 5, Spirit 10, 222 HP. I guess because it's A2's weapon, so they made it this way. 8 accuracy up, not too shabby. The TMR ability is a 2-cast ability, TP24, and basically it gives you 3 turns of move and jump plus 1, and Machine Killer. So I don't think this is something you would equip for PvP. Maybe on the tank, if you want 3 turns of move and jump plus 1. I think all the other Haste TMR, or even Valentine Eudira's TMR, is probably going to be superior to this thing here, because you do get, for those, you do get move plus 1 and either haste or single target resistance up. So I don't think this TMR is going to be used in PvP situations for the most part, unless you really need the jump plus 1 part of the equation. And of course, Machine Killer is not really that great in PvP, where 99% of the units are considered to be human characters. All of the Nier characters are considered machines though. Alright, so we're gonna take a quick look at the banner. So I'm gonna do this pull first. I've been setting up my paid Viz for, during the anniversary. So we're gonna do the €5 guaranteed pulls, and then of course we're gonna do the temple tickets. And I think after that, we're going to do one round of this. So in JP, we still have the old type meter, where if you get 100% on the meter, fortunately, we do get a 10% bonus chance to get her. And then after that, we'll play it by ear and see which banner makes more sense. I'm probably going to do the first step for this, because it's only 1,000 paid Viz. Or maybe I should do one round. Can anyone make the calculations? Is this worth it? Actually, I might just do steps 1 and 3, because I have extra paid Viz to burn and stop at step 4, because step 5 is kind of a bit expensive. Alright, so I think everyone who wants to see the polls have probably gotten here by now, so I did let some people know before the start of the stream that I'm actually starting. So you know, for those of you guys who are arriving late, don't blame me if I've started pulling again. If I started pulling already, I did give a bit of fair warning this time. I know usually I'm very last minute when it comes to these streams, but I did start a little bit late as well. Alright, so we're going to go into the pulls right away. No more dilly-dallying. And I'm going to start the recording as well. So just give me a moment. Let me load the banner. Five UR pools. Okay. This is the one. Hey guys, it's Daibai here, and this is going to be my poll video for A2 as well as the A2 vision card. So I'm actually, as you can see over here, I'm actually live with a bunch of people in chat. Say hi to YouTube, you guys. So like I told them, I'm recording the polls specifically for a video, and the plan for this video is basically we're going to do the 5-year guaranteed paid viz banners, and then after that we are just going to, you know, try our best to get A2 as quickly as possible. But first, before we go ahead and do that, I would have loved to run through the unit with you guys, but unfortunately at this point the companion unit is not out yet, so we will just take a moment to talk about the TMR, and then we'll go straight into the post. So the TMR itself is an equipment with a pretty decent amount of agility, 2 agility, 8 accuracy, 5 defense, 10 spirit, and 222 HP. The agility is not too bad, but unfortunately the TMR ability is not something that I think most people will use in PvP. It's a 2-use TP24 ability that gives you 3 turns of move and jump +1, and 3 turns of machine killer. So obviously in PvP, 99% of the time, the units you're facing are human, human units. So the extra effect here doesn't really come into play, but it's pretty good for PvE situations, and maybe there's some niche use if you want to give a tank move and jump +1. Alright, with that said, we're going to just go right into it. So that we don't talk too long before we actually start pulling. I just did the pull from the 300 paid viz trial ticket, and it's a silver book, so not too shabby, to kick things off with. Hopefully that will be upgraded to a UR shard, but I don't think I'll get that lucky. By the way, because I started the stream a little bit late, I haven't had a chance to check the audio balance, so you guys in chat let me know if the audio sounds fine, if I need to turn up the background music or something like that. I'll be reading chat as I go along and do the polls as well, by the way, just so you guys know. Alright, so next up is the 5 UR guaranteed 2000 paid viz banner. So hopefully I get lucky here and get, oh, not this one. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there we go. Okay. Just to check. Nowadays, I feel like it's kind of confusing because the vision card and the character are the same character. So sometimes, if you want to pull for a character, you might actually accidentally pull on the vision card. So I'm not sure if that is intended by Gumi, but I found that to be kind of tricky during VV's timing, during VV's release. Alright, so we're just going to go right into it. 5 UR guaranteed. We can do this 2 times. Earl Tena says, may you get A2 with less viz. Oh, we got a golden book. Hopefully that's a good sign of things. Dozo says, nice, top 10 is hard work. My guild went from somewhere in the 200s this year to NR24, so we coming soon. Oh, are you talking about guild battle? I was hoping for that to be A2, but so far we are firing blanks. 4th one. Come on, vision card, A2 vision card. Alright. And the rest is garbage. So we do have one more try at this. Alright. I did get pretty lucky with the 5 Euro banners in global, but in Japan it's been a while since I've gotten lucky, I think. Now most of you guys may remember that I top decked Sephiroth from the trial ticket. It's been a while in JP since I had that kind of luck, so hopefully we'll see it here. Okay. I don't have a good feeling about this. Oh my goodness. 2 more chances, you guys. It is what it is. Oh well. Unfortunately, I'm also not looking for any other regular roster unit, since I think all the ones that matter, I pretty much have them built. And yeah, it looks like we're going to have to try and get her the regular way. Let me collect my medals. So I believe the formula towards PD is 1 or 2 full rounds of the regular banner. If I'm not wrong, we get at 300 medals now. I just checked it after all. And 1 round, I believe, is 600 or 700 medals. Let's do the paid viz one first, because especially in JP, paid viz is, or rather free viz is more precious than paid viz, because you can always buy more paid viz, but the free visual is limited. So maybe I'm not getting good luck because I'm not doing my usual jinx, which is to come over to the drop rate screen and just clicking a bunch to tell the game that, hey, this is the one I want. You don't go and do some naughty BS over their game. Just give me who I want. Come on, you can do it. Woodstock Wins has a question. He asks, is the 2B vision card getting upgraded to an Elder VC? All of the old vision cards are getting the Elder Awakening at the same time. Now I don't remember if Elder Awakening, is it this update or is it sometime later this month? So I'll have to go and check on the vision card screen later, because I think they were supposed to give us some. Whoa! Holy cow, you guys! Whoa, we just got spooked! We just got spooked! Yay! Sorry, I'm trying to not be too loud because somebody in my family is sleeping at the moment. But holy cow, this is amazing. Oh man. If you have free viz or spare, always start with the 1000 paid viz first, because you might just get lucky like that. Holy cow. Yeah. Noxon was like, yeah, my route also goes whoa. Holy cow, I'm reading all of your... I guess you guys are just as surprised as I am. Now, I pulled on the step 2, because I believe this is the free step, if I'm not wrong. I hope I didn't screw up. But I guess that's it for A2 pulls, huh? We do still need to go for the vision card, so we're gonna do that right now. Ling says, congrats Odaiba, gotta stock up on the PVs. Yeah, maybe that is the secret. Hey, Hiroki did give everyone in Global 3 pack H, right? 3 packs of pack H, though if you regularly buy this anyway, it would be a good idea to stock up, and then maybe you can get lucky in Global as well. Alright, so next up we're going to go to the A2 banner. So we're going to do the first 3 steps, because no matter what, I do want the 25 free vis from this thing. And then after that, we're going to take it slow, because as you can see here, the collab will last for about 40 days in JP. So that means if you do 1 paid viz every day, you can essentially get 400 medals here, right? So I'm going to do 3 steps of this, and I'm going to do 3 steps of the paid viz banner, and then the rest, what's going to happen is I'm going to do my daily paid vis, 50 paid vis pull until I can PT the vision card at the end of the period. So just to let you guys know, we're not going to go all the way for the vision card, but we're going to do enough to the point that if we just do daily 50 paid vis pulls, then we should hit PT before the collab period is over. Woodstock says, congrats, let's go see that A2 kit. Alright, just a moment. Gonna do that after we pull for the vision card. I know you guys are excited for the kit to see what A2 has, but partially because I am recording this for YouTube, I want all the pulls to be, you know, put together, and then so that when we proceed to talking about A2, then, you know, that's going to be like, you know, its own section, right? So just bear with me for a moment. Let's see how lucky we get with the A2 vision card, and this could be it. Maybe, you know, maybe the heavens heard you guys, and maybe, you know, the gods also want you guys to go check out the A2 kit with me as soon as possible, and for that purpose, maybe this is the A2 vision card. Just maybe. Of course it's not. Now, it is a Odin vision card though, and maybe this is a sign that the gods are trolling me, because Odin is a god, right? Is some kind of Indian god or a Norse god? I think Odin is a Norse god, right? I'm actually not too sure about my mythological stuff. But we do get... No, this is not... This is not a real golden book, so we're gonna skip this. We're gonna skip it because it's a troll banner, and it gave me terrible results. Onzon says Odin is Norse god. Yeah, I was like, what am I thinking? Why am I saying that he's an Indian god? Shiva is the one who's an Indian god, if I'm not wrong. Hopefully. Alright, 5-step, we'll just do a few pulls. You know what? Let's go check out the kit, because I may not actually want to pull for this vision card, because it does stack up with the, you know, other AoE resistance vision cards. So I guess we'll find out some of the time if I do get that vision card or not. For now, we're going to go straight into the A2 kit, and I'm going to start by seeing if the companion unit is up, because that will be a way easier way. Dozo says RNGesus is with you. Odin is an score, and as you can see here, the unit is up, and at this moment in my recording, I am about 11 minutes in. Okay, so we can, I suppose, do a quick review of this in the same video. Looking at the companion unit, so we'll check out the sub-jobs later on, but for now let's check out the passives. So the first main job passive A2 has gives her ATK up, as well as slash resistance penetration up and accuracy up, along with consumption AP consumption down. So we don't have defense penetration here, which I'm guessing is going to come from one of the sub jobs, because the other main job passive gives you slash resistance, pierce resistance, and AoE resistance up. Okay, so if you want damage, you definitely just want to, you know, put this thing on and then use the one of her sub jobs that give the sub job passives that give the defense penetration. This one is more. The first one is offense, the second one is defense. Let's take a look at her resistances, actually. So we do know from the live stream that she has quite a bit of pierce resistance as well as magic resistance. Not too shabby on slash resistance as well, but minus 5% on strike and minus 10% on missile. So those are going to be the main weaknesses for A2. Stats wise, I want to look at the luck. Where is... wait. Oh, it's right here. 179 is almost at evade level, right? Usually evade characters are 180 or 190. So the luck is actually pretty good. And HP is a little bit low, I think. ATK is a little bit low for an attacker, but it's not too shabby. Agility 57, a bit on the low side. I think some characters got to 59 or 60, if I'm not wrong. Status ailments coverage, 50% stun resistance, 50% charm resistance, 10% confusion resistance, and 25% blind resistance. Woodstock winds are 2 negative resistances. Yeah, sometimes they do. I guess the idea is that they give her a lot of pierce and magic resistance, so that it may make a bit more sense to give her 2 negative resistances. And you have to keep in mind, Man-Eater does not work on A2, so there is that as well. Looking at the equipment, I don't think anything changes the resistances too much. But if we look at the sword, 196 attack, 33 HP, 4 accuracy, 3 critical. So the generic buff is slash resistance penetration up 20. And then for the exclusive effects, exclusive only to A2, we do have slash attack up 15, AP consumption down 15, and this is the AOE damage reduction. The bigger the AOE range on the enemy attack, the more damage reduction she gets, and that effect is limited to 15. On stream, they did say they want to on stream during the JP official live stream. They did say that this effect was actually 20 for the sword, but I guess maybe it was a bit too strong, and so they lowered it down for the final release to 15. Okay, so we looked at the 2 passives. The reaction ability is basically reflex, evade everything, all kinds of attacks at a fixed activation rate. So basically evade, but it's called just evade A2. So I believe this is the same as 2B, right? If I'm not wrong. And this is of course the TMR and limit burst. I think we covered this off the during the live translation stream, but the limit burst itself, it will do damage L to all enemies in this range, and it will also move them 1 square towards this center here. So it is a bit like the Black Rose Helena vision card in that it can actually suck your enemies towards a certain square, and then after that there is a chance to do 3 turns of slow and 3 turns of immobilize on the enemy. The activation chance for both effects are lower than the usual limit burst chance. So the usual rate is 67%, but the rate for slow and immobilize here will be slightly lower than that. I don't know what the number is, but I guess we can go in and check later on. And when either effect, either slow or immobilize is on them, the targets will also get slash resistance reduced by a percentage, reduced by a great percentage. Master ability is did we go through this? I don't think so. It was not mentioned on stream, but it appeared in the notices afterwards. So standard stuff, Ice units, max HP plus 10%, Ice ability plus 15, and then for A2 herself, she gets slash resistance penetration plus 20, and obtain AP up plus 30%. So quite a lot of slash resistance penetration here already. And then of course you do get more with the vision card. We didn't go through the effects earlier for the vision card, but the stats pretty good. You have agility plus 3 on the main stats. And then the party abilities are slash attack up 42, as well as a strike resistance up 16, AoE resistance up 20. For guild battle only, these weapon classes, Raid Mage, Great Sword, and Gun, they get elemental resistance up 18. And by the way, the party effect is also limited to only these classes, as you might expect. The bestowed effect is ATK up 10%, HP up 10%, so nothing to write home about. Pretty decent card, I just don't know if it is absolutely needed yet. We're going to go into the Main skills now, main job skills. Let's see here. Woodstock Win says Bismarck posted a kid to WOTV Cal. Okay, well, the thing is, sometimes when it's up so quickly, there may be some mistakes. So I'm just going to read out what I see here for you guys, and partially because I'm recording this on a video as well. But you guys let me know if you see something different on WOTV Calc, yeah? So this is the sequential ability. This was already covered on the live stream. It's a giant square, giant diamond-shaped attack that gives you 3 turns, that gives A2 3 turns of defense penetration up, and removes coverage for all of the units in range, and then before doing damage M. And after that, the sequential ability will give one ally and A2 HP recovery by a certain percentage small. So this is also covered on stream. This is whoa, no, wait, this is different, right? Okay, never mind, it's the bug. Recently there's been this weird bug. Okay, so this is also covered on stream during my live translation stream. It's called Survive Field, and it gives all allies in this range agility up. It also gives A2 re-raise, and also for the next 3 turns, when A2 hits an enemy, she will dispel haste on the target, and also for the next 3 turns, if A2 hits an enemy, those enemies will get 3 turns of barrier destruction sealed. So they cannot destroy barriers, they cannot break barriers for 3 turns. And then after that, let's see here, and then I believe the last effect is after she gets revived through the re-raise, A2 will also get 3 turns of agility up and accuracy up. Just to clarify about the barrier destruction ceiling. So obviously you can destroy barriers. If it's a 3-hit barrier, you can destroy it with 3 hits. That will still work. What I mean by barrier destruction ceiling is that for abilities that have barrier break, they will no longer instantly break the barrier. So that's what the ceiling is for. This is a new ability, I think not covered on stream, and it is a single target attack, range 3, range height 1. Pretty simple. It will dispel the target's protect and shell before doing 2 hits of damage L. This is actually pretty nice. I'm looking forward to this being used. Next up here, this is the low AP skill, and all it does is, so it's a single target range 2 move, and it will give the target critical evasion down first before doing damage S. Next up we have the self buff. So this is partially talked about. It was not actually showcased on the live stream, but Fujita-san, the director, did talk about it. This will basically give A2 a physical damage barrier, 3-hit physical barrier, and it will also give her 3 turns of AoE damage reduction. It's the kind that Soul has, wherein, you know, the bigger the range of the AoE of the attack, the more damage reduction that you get. Pretty simple self-buff, only 2 effects here, but it's going to be really helpful for her endurance. And finally, for her level 120 move, this was covered on stream already. This is the calculated rend for A2 essentially, and I'll just read out here. 3 turns of reaction activation greatly reduce on the targets before, sorry, 3 turn of reaction activation rate greatly reduced on targets, and 3 turns of AoE resistance debuff by a certain percentage before doing a increased accuracy attack dealing damage M. And A2 also drains a portion of the damage dealt. Really amazing move, not quite on the same level as King Bradley's calculator rend, but almost there. Lastly, for the Subjob, only 2 moves to talk about here. First one is, oh, this is pretty interesting. Okay, so this is Berserker mode, and it will consume a bit of A2's HP in order to get 3 turns of ATK greatly increase, and On critical hit, CT up, XS on A2. So this is a self buff, and you get ATK greatly increased, and also the new effect for the, or rather the effect for the next 3 turns. Whenever A2 gets a critical hit, CT goes up by XS amount. This is really funny. So this is self-destruction, Jibaku. So this move will greatly consume A2's HP in order to do a elementless attack dealing damage L to all targets around. And the higher the number of allies you have that are KO'd, the more powerful this attack is. And there is also a chance to land the stun effect on targets. So I believe, so basically this move, right, it will get stronger if you already have some allies who are KO'd. So I believe in PvE it might be interesting if, you know, A2 is like the second last unit to die. This attack could do a lot of damage. Now, I don't think that your allies have to die in this AoE. I believe what it's trying to say is that, you know, prior to this attack, if you have some allies who are already KO'd, then this move will do more damage. I don't think you actually need to get your allies in the range and kill them off in order to do more damage. I don't think that's how it works. Alright, so that's basically it for the unit. Did I miss anything? I'm taking a look at chat now. Ryan M says, wow, that buff is something. 2 hits? I was hoping for 3 hits for the guild raids. I believe she probably has some kind of VC ability on one of the VCs. Can she use the Halloween VC to do 3-hit flash attacks? I'm not too sure. But yeah, it definitely looks like she's geared more towards PvP than, you know, PvE raids and other things. Trisha Spencer says, imagine if she uses that self-destruct on PvP auto when 2 allies are down. Ooh, I wonder what will happen. You know what? It'll be actually interesting to test that out. It will be actually really, really interesting to see what happens if you self-destruct. But the thing is, you know, A2 doesn't actually, you know, blow herself up. She only takes a lot of damage, right? Self HP greatly consumed, so it doesn't actually kill A2 off, right? So if she survives, then you will win the match. But yeah, that's a very good point you have there. If, let's say, A2's allies are all KO'd, can she just rush in, do the self-destruct, and win the match that way? Oh, and she has re-raise as well. Good point. Ryan M brought up the point that she does have re-raise as well. Something we will have to test. Alright, so that's it for this YouTube video. I'm gonna stop the recording here, but we will have more on A2 for you guys later today or possibly tomorrow when somebody in my guild has finished building her. Oh wait, I actually forgot about checking the sub-jobs, right? Since I have the unit, I might as well go ahead and do that. Alright, so that's not the end of the video yet. We will just take a quick look. You know what, I think it's going to take too much time, so I'm going to cut off the video here, the video recording here, but we will have more for you guys on A2 really soon. We'll talk about the sub-jobs in my next video as well, so see you all next time. Alright, so that was, I just ended the video recording, so that was just for the video part. We're still going to spend a bit of time going through the unit on stream here, so this is not the end of the stream yet. I will have to go off in about 20 minutes time, so until then, if you have any questions about A2 or any other things more divisions related, do let me know in chat, and we'll try to answer as many of them as possible. Jen Fei says, take care. No, I'm not going off yet. That was just me turning off the recording for YouTube. But yeah, so I know it's kind of confusing because I don't do this a lot, but I thought, you know what, usually it takes me quite a while to put together a video, so I might as well just record a part of the stream and just, you know, put it up as early as possible while, you know, I work on some other stuff video-wise. So here we can see that from High Dragoon, she does have defense penetration along with ATK up. So that's probably the one you end up using. And then this is, I believe, the main job passive that will be upgraded. Right now it's just slash resistance penetration and accuracy up. So one thing that has kind of impressed me about her is that she has a lot of slash resistance penetration. So I wonder how that is going to work. This passive here is from Runeblade. So this is magic resistance up and wind elemental resistance up. The other High Dragoon passive is of course agility up and what is this? Strike resistance up. So I think most of the time we're just going to use one of the main passives and the defense penetration up from High Dragoon. Pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there one more? Is there one more green passive that I'm not seeing? I think that's it. For reaction abilities, I think Reflex is just what you need. Probably you just put that on her all the time. But if you want to, she does have Moment Spear, which is I believe this is the High Dragoon reaction ability. When getting hit, you have a chance of doing a preemptive counter attack, and it is a pierce through attack. So if there are two enemies standing in this range, you can hit both of them at the same time. But the range is a little bit too small for us to want to consider using it, I think. And she also has Magic Guard from Rune Knight. That is, of course, when getting hit with a magic attack, you have a chance to decrease the amount of damage received. Tricia asks, but does she have agility passive though? I think she did, right? Let me double check. Because I think in the companion unit we saw something like that. So this is the upgraded version. It gives you attack slash resistance penetration, accuracy up, and AP consumed AP consumption down. So actually looks like she doesn't have AGI up. Is that correct? I didn't. Oh yeah, there we go. From the High Dragoon. If you want agility up, you will have to get it from High Dragoon. But it's not a really good passive. It's agility up and strike resistance up. So I'm not sure if you want to use this one. I think it's probably better to go with something else, unless you really need it. So that's one of her weaknesses for sure. Other sub-job stuff. So what is this called? Oh, this is a main job ability. So like on the live translation stream, we mentioned that she has Magic Barrier from Rune Knight in case a physical barrier alone is not enough. But I don't think you have time to use it because it's one buff skill, or rather you need to spend one turn to get the Magic Barrier, so I don't think it's worth it. And then Magic Guard. This is from her main job, I think. What is this? What is this symbol here? It's the first time I've seen it, I think. Does anyone know what this means? It's the only node that has that symbol for some reason. Is this... Oh, is this a... Oh, okay, so it indicates it's a sequential ability. Okay. Attract spell. If you will somehow want to use her for tanking, you can use Attract spell, although don't think it's too great, and you probably need to turn things off for her to use it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you definitely need to turn some things off to use her as a tank. Not worth it. Dragon Lance Dive is from the other sub-job. Jump, and then for 3 turns, pierce, resistance down, target, and damage M. Blizzard Sword. So this is from High Dragoon, move +1 agility up for 3 turns. So I think it's pretty straightforward, right? I think you just run... Like right now, from what I can see, I believe most of the time it makes sense to run her on the default Subjob. Because, like, what does she actually get from, you know, High Dragoon and Rune Knight that's actually good for her ability-wise? I don't see anything that feels like, you know, it's really needed as an ability for her. Ryan M says, WOTV Count says it's High Dragoon and Spellblade. Oh, okay. Okay, it's Spellblade then. Because I don't know what the translation for Mahou Kenshi in Japanese is. Spellblade, so that makes sense because Spellblade is the one with attract spell. But, you know, even with that said, it's kind of funny because she is a physical unit, right? So it's not like she'll be able to do a lot of damage with any of the abilities on the Spellblade subjob. And I don't see a lot of it too. It's only Blizzard Sword or Blizzard Blade, attract spell, and Magic Barrier, Bio Sword, Bio Blade, and I think that's about it. Yeah, it doesn't look too great. Magic Resist. Magic Resist might be useful, but most of the time you don't have time for that. I think you put the... Maybe you put the High Dragoon Subjob to just have access to piercing attacks. To pierce attacks. If you go with High Dragoon as the Subjob, Dragonlance Dive is not too bad because the range height is 5. So potentially, maybe all of her attacks do not have you know, great range height, but the High Dragoon ones have. So maybe that's how she's supposed to work. And then there's Drain Jump here, but the damage is ass, so I don't think you will actually want to use this most of the time. But it is a low AP move though, so maybe this is preferable to what's on the main job. I don't know. I feel like the sub-job wise, you could pick any one of them and, you know, all of them don't really do that much for you. Nick Mako asks, Magic Resist and Magic Barrier? Yeah. So if you really want extra protection against magic, I guess you would run Spellblade for those things, but the Magic Resist, you don't have time to spend one turn to use that. Because, you know, it's your ally buff, so it will actually block A2's main ally buff, which is something you don't want to do unless you want her to, you know, stay around your allies and keep buffing them back and forth. Then maybe you would turn both on. Magic Barrier, sometimes you might use it because it's low on the priority list, so it's usually a turn 3 buff. So you can leave it on, you can leave Magic Barrier on, and if A2 has nothing to do on turn 3, she'll just put on the Magic Barrier. Woodstock Wind says, Nier Pod +1 upgrades are amazing, plus 30 accuracy with plus 7 agility. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to, you know, get my hands on that. So I believe that's everything for A2 as a unit, right? I feel like maybe she sounded a little bit too strong on stream, and when they do the final testing, they kind of held back a little bit, because as you can see, the sword, the damage protection on the sword was supposed to be plus 20, or at least that's what they told us, but it's now actually plus 15. So I'm going to guess that in testing, maybe A2 did a lot better than they expected. Maybe they forgot that A2 doesn't, you know, take damage from man-eater stuff. Alright, so we have about 10 minutes left before I have to go off. Anything in particular you guys want to, you know, take a look at? I don't really have too much of a plan coming into this, mostly because I'm kind of stressed out on what I have to do in the next hour, because I have to rush and I haven't finished my global dailies. I actually haven't finished pulling for my Final Fantasy rerun, Pixel Remaster rerun. So I still have 300 medals sitting there, and I need to figure out what to redeem. Randall Willis says, I can't believe she doesn't have an HP barrier when she has the barrier seal ability. No, she did have, right? She has a physical barrier. It's on one of her main skills. Didn't I cover that already? Jack Kaczynski asks, are you pulling the VC? I am undecided at this point. I already did some pulls for it, but I didn't get it. So now I need to think about if I want to go all the way to PT for the vision card. So probably not going to be something I'll do on stream today. Earlier, Randall Willis says that she doesn't have the HP barrier. No, she does have. If you look at the buff here, this thing here gives her a physical barrier. Okay, you're talking about the 7,500 HP barrier. Yeah, that is the one she doesn't have. She has a 3-hit barrier instead. Woodstock Win says thoughts on 2B upgrades. I will need to look at what the upgrade is because I have no idea what it is. Can someone read? I don't have WOTV Calc set up on the web page today, so I need to actually read the improvement. Oh, actually, we covered it during the live stream, right? I think it's okay. It's just like a token durability buff. The big thing for the big thing for 2B this time is the Limit Burst upgrade. That I'm pretty sure. It's the Limit Burst that gives her a lot of things. Let's see here. Randall Willis says, yep, she has physical barrier, but not the HP barrier. I know. That is oftentimes a much better option because you can do things like negate damage on certain moves, like like for example, Lightning's follow-up attack will not happen anymore if she attacks someone with an HP barrier, right? So that is usually preferred, and also HP barrier does some funky stuff to the enemy AI. So I do get that you're a bit annoyed about that, but hey, she has a lot of durability, right? Not just a physical barrier, but also 2 instances of the AoE damage reduction thing. And she has re-raise, she has good attack type resistances. I feel like it's okay to not give her an HP barrier, because if you think about it, there are only very few units who actually have that kind of privilege of having an HP barrier. So I feel like it's totally okay for her to not have it. She should be tanky enough already. And in fact, later on, once someone in my guild has finished building A2, I am definitely looking forward to find out just how tanky she is. Jack Kaczynski says, go all the way. The vision card gives 18 elemental chain resistance in Guild War. Yeah, but you do need to equip the vision card for it to work. So you need to have a party that has Great Sword, Great Mage Sword user, and then Gun user. If you're not running a team that has those classes, then it's not that important. I do get what you're saying, but I haven't really thought about, I haven't even looked at if, on my account in JP, whether or not I can build that kind of team. So that's why I need to think about. For global, I'm definitely getting it. No questions asked, global version, I'm definitely pulling the A2 vision card. But in JP, I'm a little bit more selective. I haven't even pulled the Rough vision card. I didn't pull the Halloween Lucio vision card. And in general, I only pull the absolute essential stuff in JP just because it's so much more expensive. Daniel Soto says, Great Sword has 2 vision cards with elemental chain resistance. See that as well. That is another factor as well. They definitely do not stack because with the new vision card, it is still a party ability. If it were on the Vision Mastery, then maybe it's a different story, but usually Vision Mastery effects are not that great anyway, so it's not really a good enough reason to pull a vision card just for the Vision Mastery effects. The only reason I do have Shinryu VC on this account, on my JP account. Wait a minute, why did I equip her? I meant to run the quest with 2B, but I did the wrong thing. Oh well. What else can we do next? You guys can see everything on WOTV calc already, right? So there's not too much on this update that isn't about Nier this time, actually. Soul and A2 heal party for the win. That might actually make sense. Wait. Oh, the raid is still ongoing? I thought it finished today. Alright. We do have this thing being rerun as well in JP. I'm not sure if Global will have it later. But this is basically for the year-end campaign. You get to redeem a bunch of stuff with your medals, limited time shop. And then I am still a ways off from 600 shards. So it'll probably take me about 2 or 3 days to fully build her, but before then, you know what, let's take a sneak peek into my guild. I don't think anyone has finished building a team with A2 in it, 1 hour after release, but just in case, since it's almost the end of the stream, I think I might as well just check and see if I can run a mock battle for you guys. Just give me a moment. I can't show you guys the stream because in JP we are going to go into guild battle lock in roughly 3 hours from now. So most of what has been set here is going to be the team formations that we're using for today. So obviously I shouldn't be leaking it to you guys, even if I know, most of you guys don't play JP. But in any case, it certainly seems like nobody has finished building A2. Kokindat says, can you check if any of your guildmates has already built one? Yeah, I just did. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen this time, but as soon as someone has finished building it, I will run some tests. Oh, there you go, that's my alarm. I do have it's a limited guild battle now in JP as well, but I do have a few teams built that I would love to run against A2 and see how they perform. So I'll do that as a separate video for you guys later today, tomorrow. Jan Fei says, as Trisha asks, what's your impression so far? So my impression of A2 hasn't changed. I felt like what they showed off during the live stream made her look like a really powerful meta unit going forward. Her damage wise is a little bit on the low side, because if you looked at the skills multiplier damage, they are like, or rather the damage being dealt is usually like damage M, there are very few damage L moves on A2. So damage wise, she doesn't have as much damage as other attackers, but what is going to be really great about her is the durability, especially since her calculated rend actually drains HP as well. So I feel like she will definitely be a meta unit going forward. That's why I have I've just went ahead and pulled her without any reserves whatsoever. Especially since Ice is kind of not that strong right now. So I feel like A2 is the power spike the Ice team needs, and it will probably still not be good enough. Right? It will probably still not be the absolute best team in the game yet, but at the very least, it will be able to help players deal with the win team, because the win team in JP has been really on a roll. They have been dominating ever since Win Veritas was released. So I think getting A2 just to be able to form a really strong Ice team to fight against Win teams and to be able to do well against most other teams, that is good enough reason to pull for A2. But as for whether or not Ice element will be the new top meta, I think Ice team is lacking a little bit more. I think they need to release another powerhouse of a unit for the Ice element before you start seeing that happening. So So in conclusion, I feel that if you're a competitive player, A2 is probably a unit you definitely want to be able to stay in the conversation, to be able to field a strong ICE team. It's going to be the best ICE team moving forward will probably have A2 in it. But with that said, if you don't play ICE and you have other elements you can run, you probably don't need A2, right? You probably just want A2 for future proofing, in case a few months from now they release a really powerful unit, and that unit will probably go together with A2. Alright, so that's it for now. I will do a more in-depth look of A2, including, guild battle stuff, later today or tomorrow, once I have more time. For now, I need to go and deal with something, so thank you guys for dropping by and watching the stream. Like I said, the post video will be uploaded to YouTube later today as a video, so if you came in late, you missed the post, that's where you'll be able to check out, what happened with the post. Or you can just watch the VOD video on demand for this live stream. So I'm going to leave it up in case somebody wants to, check it out anyway. But that's all for now. Thanks so much for dropping by. Tricia Spencer says, Global's FF9 event is not going to overlap with Nier, right? Yes, I believe Nier will happen either 1 week after FF9 finishes or right after FF9 finishes. Jeffy says, thank you for your impressions. Take care and be sure to get your global stuff done. Yep, gonna need to rush for that. Alright, so